Hello everyone, welcome back for another live stream. It's been a while. The last one was last year, especially the hunt specific one. And yeah, we're going to talk about closed alpha. As some of you might already seen, yesterday we had a good amount of broadcasters playing the game already. Got #1 on Twitch, at least for a few minutes, so that was good. But a solid second place. And today, we're finally going to start the closed alpha with a selected group of people already with the first wave that will be sent out today, and then following more waves after. So today we're going to talk about what it exactly is, what is Hunt, because some people might not know what we're doing here. First Magnus will talk about that, and then eventually Dennis will explain more about the ranks and the unlocks during the closed alpha. So we'll also take a look at the roadmap. And we're going to give you guys some feedback or information about the feedback that you can give to us so we can make sure that the game will become great. And yeah, let's start with Magnus.
Yeah, okay. Nerve-wracking was yesterday, I have to say. So everybody worked their ass off for so long, and you know, at one point it comes to this thing where everybody has to see it, and we made games before, but I think this was maybe the most chilling one for me. But it went pretty good. I think the whole team liked it. First time in my career I heard like people roaring behind my back in the team who played this stuff as well, and watching people dying all over the place. So it was pretty good. It's a good feeling. The team is pretty pumped right now, actually. So closed alpha. So before we talk about it, I want to just mention a little bit for the people who might not know what Hunt is all about. I will just give you a brief thing there. So Hunt is a first-person multiplayer monster hunting game. So you are basically a bounty hunter, and you will track down and kill monsters for gold. Cool thing with our game is that there's 10 people with the same fucking idea, right? Everybody's gonna collide. You have different setups there where we can play solo. There can be a match with 10 players playing solo, or there can be a match where 5 teams playing co-op, and anything in between. It's just 10 players competing. Co-op has some advantages where you can revive and all that stuff, and also the social aspect is just greater in co-op. On the other hand, playing solo is like you're feeling more like a predator. So everything works. We want to make a game where you can play your own playstyle, and so far it works on that part.
What's important to others one is like this is basically happening all in the same realm. So whether you're solo, whether you're playing in a team, you're all in there together. So sometimes as a solo you might encounter a team, but since we said the maximum size of a team can be 2 players, you actually have a fair chance.
Yeah, and if you're shooting a guy, you never know if there was a co-op team or if there was a single player too.
I'm curious, by the way, do we have any data from like the so far the tests, like how many people play solo compared to teams, or?
It's hard to say at this point, but I think we can probably share a couple of data like along our closed alpha.
Which hits on kind of the thing why we're doing closed alpha anyway, right? Closed alpha is about collecting data. But anyway, a little bit back to the game if you still don't know it. The game is like, this is a match-based game. When we started making this game, we wanted to make like the high thrills and the high tension moments in permadeath games, like DayZ and those kind of thing games, where one shot kills and everything you collected is gone, right? So we're playing on that stuff, but we want to pack it in a match-based format. We have certain mechanics to do that, and we're going to explain those later. So the match itself, it's just before that I actually forgot. So there's 10 players fighting, but the level is full of AI as well. The AI is there to challenge you and reveal your position depending on how you play, your play style. There you will get past them quickly, but maybe slower, or you will make a lot of noise with them, or many times they will just kill you too. So you don't know. Is there a player around the corner? Is there an AI around the corner? And the whole mix, that's kind of what we think we have as a unique recipe for PvP, PvE, monster hunting / horror game experience, right?
It's basically like the entire map is talking to you. Like it's not just the AI cast is provoking, is challenging. Like if you don't manage to silently take them out or evade them, you might need to pull off that shot, right? And then everybody hears where that shot came from across the entire map. But it's also like there's like elements in the world like bird flocks you can startle up. So like you need to actually come in there, and then you need to take a moment to build this mental map of like what is happening around you, like where could the enemies be this time around, like random spawn points. You never really know for sure where's the monster this time, where's the enemies. That makes it so challenging.
Yep.
Especially the flocks, I feel, are the ones that give the way position.
The bird flocks. Okay, I have to say, they do spawn quite a lot. And once we get the tech to put them up more on like a sort of silhouette against the sky, I think we'll use them better, because right now they kind of like, you're walking in the cornfield and bird goes off and stuff like this. But it's stuff like this. We want the game to speak to you. This game should be a little bit like a chess game, right? If you take it easy, you slow down. I'm hearing stuff there. Some birds are triggered over there. Some guy shooting a grunt over there. Anything, a gunshot travels across the map, right? So anything you can use, you will use as a guidance. Where are those guys, right? Again, it's a game about the unknown, right? We want to make you guess what's around the corner, anticipation, all that stuff. Anyway, more about that later. So, as I said, we are a match-based game, just to tell you a little bit how the game works. So, you start off, you recruit a hunter. You would dress him up with weapon gears and gadgets, depending on how much money you have. You have the option to pick different times, different maps, like different bosses and different times of days. You do play solo. You can play with a random guy, or you can play with your friends from Steam. This is a very social game. Like, if you play with your buddy, you're gonna have an awesome time, right? Your buddy gets scared, you get scared, all that stuff. This is the game, like, so. Yeah, and then the match itself is based into 3 stages. The first one is a tracking one, right? So you have some special powers where you can see darkness in the world. We call them clues. You will navigate towards them and find a clue. Every time you find a clue, the map shrinks. So this is a player-controlled map shrinking game, right?
But it happens just for the player itself.
Yeah. I am the only one who sees it, right? So I take 1 clue, 2 clues, bam. 3rd clue, I know exactly where it is, right? At the same time as I'm doing this stuff, other players are doing the same thing. And of course, everybody's going for the same clues, right? So this is mechanics where we want the people to collide, right? People should gamble. Should I take it? Is there anybody around the corner? Is that an AI? Is that an enemy? All that shit. Am I fucked now? Should I use any of my tools now or later or whatever? So there's a tracking phase. Then you get into the boss phase where you kill. Normally, as we're playing this game, we kind of realizing that there's like a load of, like a variety of tactics, right? Should you wait for some other guy to go in there and kill the boss? Should I go there and kill him first? Should I go him in through? Should I lob some dynamite through the windows and kill him, and stuff like this? Tactics we're actually still discovering with this game, and that's maybe one of the cool things about it, right? Like, we have so many options that people can choose their playstyles too. As you kill a guy, you need to banish them. Like a monster, you need to banish them. That's a software timer that gets broadcasted to the entire world, and that means everybody now stop your clue hunting and start going there. Because at that point, when he's banished, you will pick up the bounty and you will start legging it to an exit. Everybody can see you at that point and track you. So, yeah, shrink the map. Everybody's going to collide with the bosses. This is why we call the game Showdown. And then the hunter becomes the hunted. So if you're a guy with a flag, kind of, you're going to try to escape. Everybody else is going to try to take it from you. And we have, so there's a lot of replayability in this game. One match is not the same as the other one, kind of. As you do that one, though, in the end, you depending on what you have done, you're going to rank up with XP and gold. Gold you can buy new weapons for. You can rank up your hunter, which is separate from your bloodline, which is more like EU. So if you have hunters and they survive and they earn XP and you unlock new weapons, even if he dies, whatever you have unlocked still stays. That's the kind of cool thing about our game. So yeah, we have permadeath, but the unlocks you keep. You don't have to reboot every time.
There's a constant progress. It's just like the speed changes a little bit. If you're successful, if you take the bounty out of it. This is fine.
This is fine.
So, okay, so I'll start fucking going then, right? Talked about a game. I'm not going to talk about a game anymore. This game is an early access game, and we are in closed alpha. What does it mean? I'm going to give you an overview. I'm going to talk about what I think is the good and bad things about a game, and Dennis is going to go a little bit more in depth, right? So, closed alpha is about gathering a lot of data, right? We need to balance the game. We need to balance everything from everything what you level up to the game, the game tactics themselves, weapons, everything like this one. It's also about testing our infrastructure, right? Every time we increase more players, some shit happens and we get bad performance or lag or anything like this. But that's stuff we know about, and this is why we're having this period to identify them and start like fucking pounding them away, right? That's what we're gonna do with this stuff. Do you want to talk anybody more about that part?
No, I mean, it's basically you've said most of it, but what's super important for us is obviously like now that we have more exposure, right? Like, so we have a wider audience who can actually play. We will get so much there. We get so many new things we learn, which were just not possible to actually catch in like our internal testing, just with the limited people we have. So now what we will, for example, see is actually how does the progress work? Like how quickly are people actually going through the content we provide? Like how much time does it take them to level up? Is it too fast? Is it too slow? Is it like painfully slow that like people get bored because they just don't get anything new? Like it's like that type of stuff which closed alpha helps us to really nail down because we understand much better like how things are perceived. And also like there's many features we've been using them for months and months and months. Like we're used to all of them, all the little quirks. We don't see them necessarily. The moment you have a pair of fresh eyes looking at that stuff, you might see so many things which you just didn't notice before, like readability of the menus. Where you can click certain elements, like if latency is clearly understood, like how much you need to lead the weapons, for example, without knowing for sure because you haven't had a chance to play for hundreds of hours at the editor. Like these are all of these small little things and the nuts and bolts we need to kind of like tune and kind of adjust in order to get to a proper balance for early access.
So I just quickly, I'm sorry, I just want to say because we're gonna do a small Q&A at the end. I do notice that there were some questions before the PC crashed. That I think we remember. Is it okay if we ask some questions now so that we still remember from before?
We can do that.
Just quickly between there were like at least one that I remember. Why do we have 10 players max on the map?
We can talk about that. Yeah, absolutely.
We have a 1K by 1K map, right?
Yeah.
And how we started, just to be honest with this thing, we started with like less players. We started playing around, and we want to we want you to move in an environment where the unknown is around the corner, right? This is a tactical game too. You should use your gears, tools, and tactics. You should avoid AI, not to be heard, and all that stuff, and try to get closer to your target. Now. I think we had like, what did we have, 4 or 6?
I think we started with 4, we upgraded to 6,
okay,
and we were
6. It's just like you don't meet enough players. And then we upgraded to 10 players, and then we think we hit the sweet spot, because if any more and the game is just like, okay, fuck it, fuck tactics, it's just about running and gunning and everything, right? We still want it to feel like a tactical game where you play carefully, and sometimes the game explodes in actions, right?
But there's also like another point to this, which is that so when we had 6 players, it meant basically with a team structure, there was usually just around like 3 teams on the map. The moment you've killed one team, you knew exactly what's going on. Like it kind of removed some of the unknown. Like really understanding, like are they like ambushing us in the next corner?
Exactly.
You heard some gunfire in the north. You come across the next team. You knew exactly the dudes from the far north. They're still somewhere there. Will take them a couple minutes to get there.
Yeah, actually that was the biggest part of it, because in a game where we want to play on the unknown, if you can calculate it too fast, it kind of falls apart.
And why not more?
The game turns into a gunfest and less about a high-tension gameplay, we feel currently. Now, who knows, later on, we have to see. But 10 players feels good right now, and that's what we're going to stick to.
Especially with the bounty hunt game mode. Yeah. And you have like a focus objective, right? Everybody on that mission will try to compete with you getting there. The more people you have competing, the more it turns into a deathmatch, but also the more frustrating it will be for everybody who's not being able to. Like with 10 players, everybody has a fair chance, right? And then especially with a team structure of maximum 2-player teams and solos, kind of mixing that up, that gives us such a healthy mix of competition. And another point also is persistency. Like, so what's really important for us is that the world speaks to you. We mentioned it before. However, for that to be really impactful, there needs to be a certain amount of level of persistency in the game. Like, if I come to an area where players have been, I would like to know and understand that. For example, because there's lots of dead enemies lying around, or certain
doors are open.
Dogs have been killed that otherwise triggered an alarm. Doors are open, and obviously this persistency helps to build up that strategy, that tactic level. Like how, okay, people have been here, how do we respond to that?
Yeah, and it's also stuff like, for example, like when you risk to go in and shoot the spider and pick up the bounty, you don't want to fight through a horde of players. You want to still have that tactical, I hear shit over there, I hear shit over there, but it's not like ocean of campers everywhere, because who's going to pick up the bounty and then try to fuck off, right?
Yeah, because
so it still has to be competitive and worthwhile doing the beats in the game.
Yeah, because currently I feel that there are definitely mentions of people like, oh, it's very easy to camp out and wait till someone else banishes or kills the boss. Do you think we're gonna, I mean, I assume as soon as people camp too much that we would change something. Like, what are your ideas?
It also depends on where you are in the game. So in the beginning of the game, you get shit weapons because you have not leveled up yet. And then it's a little bit that aspect where, should I go in and shoot with my shit rifle, or should I wait until somebody shoots, or should I shoot? Later on, you're going to get like dynamite bundles where you can blow half a building off, right? Then I can kill a boss quite fast. So it's all depending on how that space out. On the other hand, this is also why we're doing this thing. This is the whole finding out those things, because we're not happy with all the stuff we have right now. We're going to bring in more things, and depending on the outcome of your playtest, we're going to see what actually we're going to put in. More AI, different kind of AI, what kind of AI, what kind of gears and gadgets. Like, we want this game to be like a social game you stream on Twitch, as in those crazy weird moments and stuff like this. And it can't be that two people sit outside with a Winchester and camps, right? So we're going to invent more things to support that and broaden the gameplay options.
Yeah, I mean, that said, also, like, we already have incentives in, so we have already a pretty good shot at this, which means, for example, that the team actually goes in and commits. The ones that go in and try to actually take on the boss, they already get a lot of XP from just engaging with it, killing it, etc. So even if worst comes to worst and they actually get killed on the way out, they have the XP from that fight in the pocket, and that's usually much more than you could get from just like harvesting AI across the map. So there are incentives in there, but obviously, yes, what Magnus said, we have to see how the meta evolves. Like, are people usually camping? If that is the case, we will respond to that. If people are always going for the boss, maybe we offer more challenges and more gameplay around that. So this is the beautiful part about this, and also that will carry over into our early access. We can improve and adjust based on what the community does with the game.
Yeah, and that is no bullshit. Like, we are, if one thing we want to be is as honest as possible, no bullshit. We're gonna depend on you and your play styles and whatever you do to analyze it and help us make the game better. That's our one goal we have. So it's gonna happen.
Awesome. So do we want to start looking at the
content of the
content? Yeah.
Can I just give it first? I want to talk a little bit about what I think is just about the state of the game, right? So
we'll let him talk a little.
So just to let you know a little bit what we think generally. Dennis will go in all the details, I'm sure. So so about a gameplay, right? We set out to create like a high tension gameplay that you can play like weird, crazy scenarios, different things happening and all that stuff, and the tension being there, and it's not just becoming a complete run and gun. I think we have the base of that, and it works. It was quite fun to watch the people, and I think the positive things is what it's what we have, right? We're lacking stuff too, of course. Like it's the rough thing is there. The model works. I think we're quite happy about that actually. Kind of the beats of it, right? The match works as well. We still haven't had enough playtests to see if any emerging camping strategy occurs or some other thing. But this is just, we need to see a lot of playtests. We can't react just because one person says something or anything like this. But the beats are there. The ingredients are there. But I'm already sure we already have a lot of things we need to fix, like and tune and so to make it a smoother and more fair and a more competitive match. Regarding like visuals and stuff like this, I think like if I look at an image from afar, it works. It's pretty good. It doesn't hold up close. We have been, so I used to be art director, senior art director on some other projects at Crytek, and when I've been like pounding in details in, and this time I have completely put it on the shelf, and I'm fine with it looking crap sometimes. We have floating objects. When you play this game, you're going to see some stuff like this. Some things are not aligned, different kind of textures. Some buildings are there, but it's just a quick textures on them. I'm fine with that. I'm not fine with that in the end of the game, in the full game. All that shit has to be up to spec. But right now, I'm fine with that. I'm happy that the image works. We have to see how play visibility and what people say about it and stuff like this. I'm more interested in new time of day, so it changes the gameplay and makes you pick different objects. Kind of more stuff that. After that, polish can come. We have a lot of stuff like with AI. Honestly, we had a shortage of people for a while, and we have got a new cool guys in, and they're really helping us to get it up to par. We're not there yet, and they know it, and they're dying to fix it, right? If you just play the game and you look at our hellhounds, like they rotate a little bit weirdly and stuff like this, but that's fine too, for me.
They're still amongst the most deadly enemies.
They're super deadly and all that stuff. They look a bit goofy, and that's fine. They have to work on the gameplay. We still have to tweak those things a little bit, like you hear them from far away, so they don't get backstabbed and stuff like this. But we got to work on a lot of that stuff too. Same with the AI, right? We have a base AI set. They work. They are interesting. We're going to work on the challenging aspect of them, and as we're introducing more AI, we're going to look at what gaps we have, right? The shooting experience. So basically the two most important things to fix for you guys, I think, definitely is the performance and anything clunky with that. That's going to be a battle, but it's going to get fixed. Every game I ever worked on, you just have to fucking work hard as fuck on it. The other one is gunplay. And it's just an enormous amount of small things that has to align to make that sweet. And we honestly, now compared to a month ago, we're way better, but we're not really there yet, right? And that's our two focuses we can do is like gunplay and performance. I always say, like, I can live with unfinished stuff, I can't live with annoying stuff, right? And that's our focus. We just have to crunch it and get it as good as possible, and by all means, feedback on it. People bitching is one thing, people feedback, I fucking love it.
I'll be explaining more about how you can do that after.
Yeah, that's to you. So then we have the weapon, gears, and gadgets. Like, that's what you grind for in this game. This is the meat. You're gonna compete. You're gonna upgrade. You're gonna unlock new things. You're gonna buy that stuff that's gonna give you advantages and stuff like this. And we have a core set. Dennis is gonna talk about how we have divided that core set to work during our closed alpha. But we all know that it's not enough for the full game. So as you play, you have to kind of level up quite a bit to get to something, and but we're going to fill it out. Definitely, that's on our content side, the primary focus, to give you cooler stuff. And more weapons will come for sure, and also more stuff to use against the other guys and get freaky things. Like, not every tool and gear and gadgets have to kill you. Just like maybe fuck with the other guys a little bit and create like this crazy moments. I'm talking about like the gears and gadgets, right? Which is what you grind for. And we know we have too little of them, and that's obviously our currency, and we're gonna push those into the game as soon and fast as we can. Leading into Dennis, right?
Yeah, so what is actually in close alpha? So basically what we do is we want to create a little bit of an experience around it as well, because as we said before, we want to learn from it. And to do that, what we've done is we've kind of capped the maximum bloodline rank, which is your overall profile, and we're going to cap that initially to like 40,
right.
Which means you can get all the unlocks up to rank 40, but only after a couple of days do we can push out then the next upgrade. So basically we have a couple of beats where we're going to increase the maximum rank by 10 each. So, and you'll basically be able to see a couple of new weapons that way. There's a reason to come back, reason for us to get some more data, and kind of like turns the whole thing a bit to an experience, and also like allows us to see like how quickly do people actually take the rank up, like how much effort, how much time is there? Do they get bored? Like, there might be some people actually already at a limit when we not yet increase it. Like, are they continue playing? Are they just leaving? Is it just the content? Like, these type of things is something we really want to learn, and so that's where we create this little journey, this little roadmap through our closed alpha period. Yeah. The maximum rank we will go to for our closed alpha is going to be rank 80. In the game, however, we have up to 100 ranks for your bloodline. That means there's going to be 20 ranks, roughly, you will not have access to during the closed alpha. That includes some of our end game equipment, like some of the weapons you might have seen in previous streams, like the Aftermath, all-time favorite. or the concertina bomb, our razor wire bomb.
Yeah.
Like those are weapons that actually only will be in that end game tier, and so you will have to wait until the early access actually starts before you can get your hands on those. There is a chance, however, that once in a while a hunter you recruit might come with one of those weapons already. It's just that you can't buy them in our in-game shop with the dollars you've earned in the missions.
Do you want the rank ones?
Yeah, so what we can have a look at now is actually a look at the first upgrade. So we're going to start the game with the rank 40, as I mentioned. It includes like over 30 unique weapons, items, gears, gadgets. So there should be enough variety for people just like to play the game in different playstyles. Like it's going to be shotguns, rifles, pistols, melee weapons, all sorts of like one-time consumables like dynamites, bombs and stuff like that. And all the tools you have like flashlight, the fuses, which are like road flares you can use to illuminate areas. As well as basically like pocket guns and shit like that. Now moving forward, as you see there is like the 7 weapons that will be in the range of rank 41 to 50. So that's the first increase. What we can see there is that we're going to start with giving you access to another variant of our Winfield repeater rifle. This time with an attached like melee blade, so you can kind of double this also as a melee weapon. So, like basically turns this whole thing into an axe. Very powerful, pretty effective against one of the tougher enemies you encounter in the game. As well as giving you access to the Vetterli. It's like a mid-game bolt action rifle. So the whole thing operates a little bit like a repeater, but actually is a bolt action. So it's a pretty interesting mix in terms of how you can load that quickly, top it up mid-game, etc. So it's more of a run and gun weapon, less about like a high-powered sniper rifle. Also, we have an upgrade to the dynamite, where before we have 1 dynamite stick, there's a dynamite bundle. That's 3 sticks in 1 go, but basically that's like a big explosion. So a little bit more range, a little bit more power.
If you have a few of those, you can eliminate camping.
Very effectively.
Is it directly like, is it just as strong as 3 individual ones? Or
it's a bit of a mix of that, but overall that thing is going to be more powerful. So it comes down to the choice, like, do I want to invest the additional credits to buy one of those? It might be more expensive than 3 individual sticks, right?
Yeah, makes
sense. You kind of bundle it up and have like a more powerful yield in there, which allows you to just blow things up. Like if you're lucky, you might kill like a boss half with this, for example. Then we have the decoys. Decoys are basically a tactical tool. So it's basically just a bag with a couple of debris, metal pieces, etc. inside. So you can use that to kind of just distract AI. You can use it to smash in windows. You can use it to kind of like throw it against like some lantern, which kind of bursts into flames. Take out the dock handle, for example, with that one. So if you don't have access to a silenced weapon, or you just want to have a bit more control to kind of micromanage the AI around you, just like setting them on a certain area, like you see a couple of hunters going in a house, well, just like throw a couple of stones against it and see how the enemies, like the AI, kind of piles up against it. So it's a bit of a tactical thing. You can use it for trolling, you can use it for better sneaking. It just opens up the options a little bit. Then we have our all-time favorite, the cavalry saber. So this is basically a full melee weapon, where the machete is kind of a slash weapon. This one is more of a stab weapon. So different enemies react differently to that one. Depending on like its piercing damage, its rending damage, you have like this economy behind the system where certain enemies have weaknesses against specific types. For now, you can only see that information actually in the manual, which we have as a PDF. Later on in the game with the menus, you get all that a bit more with more readability presented to you. In addition, we have the uppercut, which is another version of our Caldwell standard pistol. Now, this one is interesting because actually it kind of elongated that weapon. It's like we replaced the drum, stretched the whole weapon out, and put a longer drum, and that drum now can load rifle cartridges. So it's like a hand cannon. That thing's basically giving you like a super kick, super recoil, but it kind of destroys whatever you look at. Very powerful weapon. And this is interesting also when it comes to just having like a backup with armor piercing capability, because you can actually shoot through walls with our weapons. So obviously rifle cartridges, you might be able to just like shoot through a wooden wall very easily, while a shotgun might only like do in close range like 1 successful penetration before it actually kind of like bleeds out.
Yeah, how much is the damage difference if you would shoot through a wall? Like how?
It kind of goes down. So it depends on the projectile. So most of our balance is projectile based. So like long rifles, compact bullets, all that stuff is kind of like within their own categories. So like I said, like shotguns, they go like through 1 layer of wood, for example. Same with like the compact pistol ammunition. But the moment you go into the higher stuff, you might actually shoot like through like multiple layers of wood. The Nitro Express, which at the moment is one of our most powerful weapons in the game, you can actually shoot through some of like the smaller trees. Just goes right through. So never trust the tree for cover.
Okay.
Then we round up the whole new weapons with another trait. The pack mule. Pack mule is basically increases your capacity for I think it was consumables. So we have one for consumables, one for tools. So you can just either bring more variety or just like more of the same. And as we go through multiple of these unlocks, we can quickly go through the other ones. I'm not going to talk about them as much detail as the first one now. Angela, if you can just one more.
Can you also make it that we could see it on the screen?
Just push it over.
Yeah.
Yay.
No, the image.
No, that's fine.
On the image, the rank. Oh, you already changed it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So this is, for example, the list we have for the next unlock. Again, this will be a couple of days in between, so that people have a chance to kind of like rank up, get to the new stuff, get used to it, play with it, have some fun. So a couple variations of weapons we've released so far, like the bayonet version of the Veteli, which adds a melee stuff, a couple additional traits. Again, I'm not going to go too much into detail. Like you will learn all about those as we go live with them. And then our first pump action shotgun, which was something pretty new and fresh of the time the game plays. If you go to the next one.
So I'm just quickly curious, like how many days ish do we think we spend during every of the patch or the different rank unlocks?
That comes down a little bit to how quickly people unlock and rank up. So this is so important for us because again it's a recurring topic in the stream, but I think it's so important to hit home on that one. Like we need this beta, we need this closed alpha to learn. We need to have people basically play and us giving the chance to react to it, to analyze, to just see how people play, what tactics come up, what gear is being bought primarily, help us understand what is basically in the content, and then we see, okay, now is the right time, next layer, next gate unlocked.
Okay, yeah.
So we intentionally keep this a bit open at the moment, just for our sake, that we can really take the time needed to actually interpret and learn.
During early access, it will be open until max, obviously.
Yes, during early access, you have the full bloodline available, like ranks 100 is just the maximum basically.
Yeah.
And all the gear, etc. And then you will see, and we can talk about this in a minute a little bit, what is up in store, obviously post our initial release.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense.
So this is basically what we plan on doing. Obviously, this whole thing will be supported by like a couple of updates we want to push out. Like you just already like the thing. I think the people who have the chance to kind of like test the game already yesterday during our VIP streamer day, they will already notice that a couple of things might have changed today for the build. And moving forward, maybe not daily, maybe not like every couple of days, but we will expect to have a couple of updates coming out for things, be able to respond depending on the feedback we have. Be that part of the weapon balance, be that part of like weapon handling, some minor like issue stuff about net coding, prediction, accuracy, like things that just make the game more enjoyable and which are worthwhile pushing out to see how people respond to that. So if we want, we can quickly go through the remaining one. I think you just already put it up there. It's just hard for me to see. Yep, I see it now. So we have next up also a first semi-automatic pistol. So it's going to be a game changer. Like this weapon is going to be super powerful in this game. Like the fact that you don't have to cycle the bolt or lever action or just like in a single action revolver always have to like put the hammer back. Like this weapon has 10 rounds, semi-automatics, pretty powerful, medium bullets. So this thing is a killer. So if you encounter someone and you hear like, oh, that's a high frequency of shots, it could be he has one of those, and then you have to be careful. We have the Swift Winchester, which just loads the shells much quicker. It's like a fast loading clip basically. You get like 7 rounds directly into the tube magazine. We have a little pocket gun, the Derringer. This is actually not a weapon, this is a tool, classified as a tool. So even if you go like fully melee or like go with like a shotgun close range kit, you might still have one of those pocket guns, and it gives you like at least a fair chance in case you have like a drawn out engagement.
And how much is that in balance with the regular pistols, for example?
So this one is interesting because it basically always fires a burst of force, like a four barrel one, quad Derringer. So the moment you press the button, you get these 4 shots out in one go, which allows you to easily kill like 1 or 2 grunts depending how you kind of go out. Like if you hit this point blank at the player, there's a chance for a headshot, so obviously can save the day.
Is a life changing.
More weapons, more traits. You actually see the Mosin Nagant coming online here. So state-of-the-art bolt action rifle at the time the game plays, like which is like the end of the 19th century. This is like the new stuff. Like if you play a World War II game, like it's like, oh, bolt action rifle, man. It's kind of like, well, where's my submachine gun? We are not a game about that. We are a little bit earlier. This is what was state of the art at that time, and you will feel that also. Like at the moment, people can just get the we call it the Sparks rifle. It's like a one-shot sniper, but with this thing here, 5 rounds, triple clip, bolt action. Game changer. So that would be interesting to see how people react to that.
And also, like you said there, it's like we're not necessarily the machine gun game, right? We have some of those things later on, some super end things, but in hunt it's about getting to a point where you getting the shot at the other guy, right? And this is why we have more rifles than machine gun spraying kind of stuff, even though we have some of them.
I mean, it's like, I think we said this already in one of the previous streams, and it might make sense to just repeat it a little bit. We are 1 foot in the Western era, and we are 1 foot in the modern age. And just like that combination, like these emergent technologies around the turn of the century, like semi-automatic weapons, oh my god, explosives, technology that led up eventually to like industrial warfare in World War One and all the horrors of that. But just like you have the combination of these two worlds, and it gives you a very unique blend. And obviously that's going to affect the gameplay, right? Gunplay is different that way. You will have more reliance on the single shot rather than on just spraying a burst and then hoping that one of those 10 rounds from your AR-15 is going to hit.
And I'm very curious, what was the pump jockey? What exactly does it?
So the pump jockey, that's an interesting thing, because the pump jockey is basically a trait that is very specifically tailored for our pump action shotgun. So at the moment it's very specific. It's also a bit of a test for us. The idea is later on there will be traits the players can get which allows you to become more professional with certain weapons, right? Oh, okay. You can become like an expert in bolt action rifles and revolvers, etc. There were all sorts of facts about like the reloading, the handling, etc. Pump jockey is the first one which has one specific feature in it, and which is that some of the weapons of that era, they were pretty fresh, right? We mentioned like pump action shotgun. This is the first one ever invented. They were flawed also. The designs were not good yet. Like if you compare like a pump action from that time with a pump action today, they operate very differently. They've solved these problems now, but we're still facing them in the era we're in. And one the flaw of the pump action rifle, pump action shotgun is that if you try to reload the weapon, you actually eject a currently loaded shell, which means if you don't have the trait, that shell is gone. It's the same actually with a bolt action rifle. The moment you're gonna pull back the bolt, and you still have ammunition in, whatever's in the chamber just gets ejected. There's a little even springboard in there that there's nothing you can do about it, unless you kind of catch it in the air. Yeah. So it becomes a tactical choice if you want to reload mid-clip, right? Normally just empty the weapon, put 5 rounds in with triple clip, and off you go. If you just fire 1 and 2, and you're the guy who always wants to have a topped-up weapon, you might pay with ammunition for this, to have this freedom.
Yeah. And if you didn't know it, when you rank up your hunter, you can upgrade him with traits, right?
Yeah.
If you die, all that shit is gone, right?
Yeah. So you kind of make these guys become more specialists.
A bit with your life.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is basically what we have in store. I think there was one more slide. We can quickly talk about that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be on now.
All right. So the new one is I'm looking over at the other PC because I don't see it on the main screen.
Oh yeah.
Now I see it. So it's a variant of the Mauser pistol, like we call it the dog in our game. It's basically one with an attached stock. The idea is here that it gives you additional precision. Obviously, you can have a better melee attack. But the good thing with this, and also, for example, a sawn-off shotgun, or you see like the Obres we have in the bottom right corner, these are like a sawn-off Mosin Nagant, is that you can actually equip those as secondary weapons. So normally you're limited to like one main weapon, it's like a long rifle or a shotgun, and maybe a pistol as a backup. Now, all of these weapons, they count as backups too, so you can have them alongside. So it kind of gives you like a bit more tactical options, like how you equip that. And then, in addition, last ones we have is the big dynamite bundles. So we don't stop with the dynamite bundle. We have even one more on top. So it's I think like 7 sticks bundled up together. Now, if you play this well, and people are able to play against the butcher from today on. Yesterday was only Spider Day. Yeah. If you play this well, one of those can actually eliminate butcher in one go. But obviously, it has a high chance to kind of wipe the entire arena where you're fighting. So you better stay clear from this one. It's like the holy hand grenade of this game, basically. Like throw and duck for cover. But it's very powerful. And if you want to basically shortcut the boss fight, just bring one of those. Maybe you have a chance to use it.
And how much do you think like a big ass dynamite bundle like that would take out?
What do you mean, like to take out?
Just for example, if you would take it to a boss, like could you take a boss down?
Yeah, exactly. Like the butcher is gone in one. Like if he doesn't run away, if you play this well,
that's a big dynamite bundle.
We also have to worry about like
wipes.
We also have to worry about like chain reactions, right? Because when you're lobbing on, you're setting off other stuff to start blowing off. That's also part of the balancing a little bit, right? So we're like one dynamite doesn't just clear the building, right? Because nobody's gonna care.
As you guys learned in the last stream, right? So, yeah, it was a good time. And then we have the last thing here, which is the horn skin trait. It basically gives you a bit of better protection against like blunt melee attacks, like so the type of attacks coming normally from like the ground enemies, etc. just makes it a bit more survivable, but obviously we have to make a choice. Like at the beginning, we might not have that much variety of different traits, but moving forward, there will be quite a ton of those, which means you kind of need to kind of plan ahead how you want to specialize your guy. Do we want them to be safer in melee? Do we want them to be better for using specific weapons? Do you want them to sprint faster? Like these type of specializations, they will become more and more prominent as the game progresses.
Okay, nice. Can we get can you move the screen with the feedback and the map? Yeah. It's in the same country. Yeah.
Before we do it.
Exactly.
So the next step is basically just talking a little bit about like how is early access going to be different from the closed alpha. So we've already mentioned this, like there's going to be these 20 additional ranks you can kind of go and upgrade your weapons, etc. for. But there's more to it. Like so, during the closed alpha, what we have is we have our two bosses, the Spider and the Butcher, and we offer missions both for daytime and nighttime with each of them. It gives you basically 4 different missions to choose from. So depending on your equipment, your preference, etc., you should be able to find the right mission. Now moving forward from that one, we want to introduce multiple targets. So in early access, you will have a chance actually to fight both the Spider and the Butcher in different parts of the map. That gives you the chance to kind of like specialize. Okay, well, let's equip for the Spider and actually hope that maybe half the teams go for the Butcher. Because in this particular map, maybe the Spider zone is a bit smaller, might be easier to find, but it may be giving you a little bit less reward when you extract it. So there's like another layer of tactical choices that we'll introduce with that, where players actually can kind of like choose what is the right approach this time around. This will go hand in hand with the ability to kind of select your spawn points, so that actually if there's different realms, like the Spider being in the northwest corner in this particular map, you might pick at least a spawn point relatively close to it in case you have specifically equipped for it.
So I'm curious because you mentioned picking spawn points. This is something that people might have not heard. Also, will there be an option, like obviously to choose spawn point, but also do a random one, or? That's
another big thing. So we would like to have random missions as well. So basically, there might be a higher yield of the dollars you can earn from the bounty, but you don't really quite know what you're getting into, right? Like, should I bring a flashlight? Should I not?
Yeah, I mean more like where you choose where you spawn compared to being random as it is right now.
So at the moment, the spawn points will not be fully controllable, right? Like, so the system will define a couple of spawn points to you for each of the teams to make sure they don't spawn on top of each other. So there's still like a governing system on top, kind of says like, you know what? This team gets these 2 spawn points, this team the other. There's a min distance between them, so like there's a fair environment how to start. But the teams at least will be able to choose between those 2 points allocated to them, and hopefully, if the system works well, they are kind of like spaced apart nicely, so it becomes a meaningful choice, like to see which one is the right one to use.
And what if 2 people want to go in the same spot?
They can't because it's per team. So the 2 people.
So just first come, first serve.
Not even that. Right. You only see 2 spawn points. You don't know what the other teams have. So there's this. It's completely hidden.
Okay.
It's local to the teams.
So they have a choice, but the choices are still a few choices per team.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Rather than being fully randomized.
Okay.
So yeah, the random missions I just mentioned it alongside there. That's also something which we're coming in, so that people can kind of like go in a bit more like. Take a higher risk by not knowing for sure 1 boss, 2 bosses, which bosses, and basically what region they are, how much yield you get, etc. But maybe there's a bonus for actually doing that by maybe just increasing the loot a little bit more, so you can actually get more bounty. What else? We also have a mission difficulty that's coming in. So at the moment we're balancing the game for hard. So what you play is what we see currently as our first stake into a hard balancing pass. Obviously, again, closed alpha gives us a chance to kind of experiment with that. Numbers of enemies, lethality of enemies, all of that stuff. So this will change constantly. But moving forward, we want to introduce something we call the nightmare difficulty. Nightmare difficulty is not just more difficult, but what it does also is it requires like a specific access, which is your hunter has to have a certain level. We're not going to tell what level because we're still experimenting with that one, but you need to kind of invest into your hunter a little bit. You need to bring him to a certain level before you even are allowed to play these missions. But it means the moment you play them, actually there's more at stake, and you know that everybody in that match has something to lose because they've been working towards that. And the nice thing is it kind of like it feeds back into the normal mission, so you don't have like a split in the community. It's just that sometimes you get like this special admission ticket to actually go and play with big boys.
So you actually have to earn it, earn your worth. That's really nice.
So we hope basically that, especially like in a public realm like this, that gives players a chance to have like a bit more of a safer haven also in case they feel like, I'm not sure if I can trust like the teammate, you know, is he really sticking with me? Like if you play one of those missions, even with a random guy, you can be pretty sure that both of you want to keep your guys alive and not just like mess things up. So yeah, this is like where we're gonna be different in the early access release. So what stuff that you currently won't have in the closed offer. What we can do is we can have a quick look, only briefly, because there will be like another stream which focuses a lot more on all of that stuff. What the first couple of patches actually will bring us, which is not going to be in early access.
Yeah. So we have the patches, or the roadmap up currently that you can see on the website as well. We have the first patch. Yeah. Where would you?
Can you move it so that we can actually see?
Oh yeah, if you can move the Twitch screen a bit to the left. Yeah. That's
so just so we can build this up, because like the web page is pretty small on that screen. So the highlight of the first patch is going to be sniper scopes. So this is something we don't have initially. We don't have sniper gameplay. We have iron sights, and as you might have noticed, and yes, we're still tuning all of the exact values of that one. We have given our iron sights a little bit of a bigger zoom than in some other games, because we see our iron sights to be more of a sniper mode, and we want to promote people to be more reliant and more confident also in the shoulder aim. This is the first stage aim. And obviously, this is not something we still need to tune. We want to make sure that people are not like upset by it. So it comes down to tuning and balancing. But in general, we have more weapons right now which are not having fancy like high-tech scopes on it, because we're a game that's kind of like in the past, right?
Yeah.
So one way of dealing with that is just by trying to give the iron sights by default a bit more zoom. We have a long-range gameplay, so people don't just shoot pixels, but actually have a nice understanding of what they're doing. Now the sniper scopes will be the next step up from this one, where we have a couple of weapons. I think you see the list down there. You can read up on the webpage, where we introduce a mix between short, medium, and long scopes, each of them having their own zooms for specific weapons. So for example, you might find actually one of our Nagant pistols with a buttstock with like a sniper scope as a little compact secondary, like light sniper. You get like the Mosin Nagant or the Sparks rifle, which will have like high-powered scopes on it, or like some of the Winfield, the repeater rifles as a mid-range option. So just expanding that, making sure that there is that gameplay, but also making sure that it's kind of balanced, because obviously putting a sniper scope and stuff makes sure that you can shoot shit like much easier is a problem for balance, right? Like it definitely makes the whole thing more challenging moving through open terrain. Yeah. So as a counter, for example, we're experimenting right now, making sure that the actual shoulder aim with such a weapon, the scope on top, might be a bit less accurate than the default weapon, just because it's more cumbersome to kind of aim with that. So there's ways for us where we try to address the balance a little bit and make sure like the whole thing kind of integrates nicely.
It's also depending on what happens there. I mean, obviously we're not only going to have 2 Tamo days. I'm not going to go into how many. Are we going to change them to like maybe some kind of deep fog and stuff like this to challenge you differently? And ideally in the game, like depending on the Tamo day, you're going to pick completely different kind of gears, right? So you just don't always go for this one, which allows you for, if you want to go sniping, maybe some missions are better than the other ones, right?
So how would the scopes work? Like, would you unlock them after the weapons on the bloodline, or would they be additional?
So basically, the scopes will be their own weapons. So you will have, let's pick the Sparks rifle with a long range scope. There will be the Sparks sniper rifle. There will be its own entry on the list, basically, and you can unlock that. Of course, if you've already unlocked weapons past a certain rank, well, automatically you will have that unlocked to you. If you still are working your way up the ladder, well, you need to maybe get a couple more ranks up before you will have access to it, like with any other weapon.
Okay, makes sense.
So this is basically a way for us to... we have kind of modularized the weapons from a technical point of view, like the way the artists and technical people have kind of split them up, etc. They're very much compartmentalized, which allows us to kind of build them together very easily, creating new variations. And you see that already in the Winfield rifles, where we have a couple variants in the game, like switching out a specific buttstock for a melee attack. Moving forward, it allows us to kind of like have more of these like small upgrades, just adding certain attachments, a bayonet, whatever, to an existing weapon, and easily create like more gameplay variety from this. Besides the sniper scopes, obviously, the first patch is going to be primarily about reacting to feedback, balancing, etc. Stuff we've learned from early access, we couldn't, like from early access release, things we couldn't like instantly fix. So that will basically rolled out with that one. Just general platform updates, we'll see improvements across the game, across all the different fields, be that like some beautification of parts of the level, just more reliable features, bug fixing, the usual stuff you would expect.
And how often do we plan to
We're currently trying. The dates are a little bit defined,
Yeah,
but
I don't want to go into any dates right now.
No dates, but like how often, like every month or every.
What do we have? Okay,
I think
first patch comes when?
Yeah, I think first patch is like a monthly patch, and afterwards we have to see how the frequency is.
As fast as possible, because as we said, we already know our shortage of stuff to grind for, right? And we don't want people to grind to less.
Exactly.
So as quick as we can, we're gonna push in stuff in the game.
The second patch is focusing on a completely different area. So rather than sniper scope and long range, we're actually trying to get a bit more up close and personal. So it's basically giving a chance to put in like sticky bombs and being able to retrieve like throwing knives. Obviously, we need to deliver throwing knives at that point. And crossbow bolts, which again means we will have a crossbow in the game. So it's going to be like weapons which are a bit more adding to the silent distance realm, and that will make things a lot more interesting. Because at the moment you have basically just a single silenced pistol in the game as an option, pretty weak pistol. But it kind of all gives you more options to kind of like bring down some of the bigger targets also with these type of weapons. Obviously, they come with drawbacks, like it takes quite some time to reload a crossbow. So there will be balance.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share for now?
There will be so much more.
So much stuff, but I mean, like this is the closed alpha, right? It's just about testing and tuning and seeing, because we're talking about stuff here, but we also need to get the impact on where everybody else wants to go, and that's what it is about. And try to do as good job as we can about it. So.
I mean, so far we've had positive feedback, so that's good.
Yeah, because we worked a lot on it, and yesterday was a good injection of feedback from people, and we hope we can continue the momentum here.
Yeah. And keep one thing in mind, right? Because I mean, we're talking about the closed alpha right now, but for us, the journey really begins with early access, right? Like early access isn't the end. This is just the first release into the public, and from that point on, it's going to be a wild ride to actually get this game upgraded, listening to the community feedback, gathering everything together, and making sure the game is what it could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do we want to answer some questions? I
don't
know.
We can do that. You want to talk about the feedback stuff first, or
I'll do that afterwards.
You do it after then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Questions.
We'll do some questions now. If you guys have some questions, you can ask them in chat. We'll try our best to answer a few of them. I know there are a lot of people of you, and a lot of questions have already been answered during previous dev streams, so make sure you check those as well. Yeah, female characters is something that we're going to have in the future, just not anytime soon, I believe.
We are investigating it and checking out our resources for doing it, and I'm not gonna. So, in terms of being honest, I'm not gonna go in too deep on saying yay or nay to it, but something we're looking into.
Okay. What's up with the dying horse? Will we get armor in the game?
Armor
for the players, you mean?
Yeah.
We have it indirectly.
So here's the thing: we kind of have armor. So as you're dressing up from like I call them like intern cowboys and manhunters. The manhunters have some armor stuff. We haven't gotten to the point where we're saying if it stops any bullets or something like this yet.
There's a couple of ways you can already kind of armor up, right? Like, so we give the players control to upgrade the health. So what we have is this concept of health chunks, which gives you a chance to like say like, okay, I want to add like 25 or 50 up to a total of 150 hit points to my guy. They will start with less than that. So part of the upgrade points that you earn, you can use to kind of like make them more sturdy and make them more resilient, but just including the health points. Obviously, headshots, they're still lethal, so there's no guaranteed protection from that. And also, you can permanently lose these again. Like if you take fire damage and the chunk burns down, it's going to be lost forever. Also, every time you're going to get revived, it's kind of like you lose one full chunk. So it kind of puts a limit on how often it happens and makes it very tactical. Like, do I bring like a couple of 25er chunks so I get more revives? Or do I bring like the 50 chunks in order to be able to just take more damage and then hope that damage stops before I've lost the chunk and I can regen back into it? But also we have the trades.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it before, like for example, one of the last trades we're going to roll out for the closed alpha is the horn skin. Horn skin gives you 50% absorption rate for like the blunt melee attacks. I mean, that alone is considered armor. So we'll probably explore more along the lines of trades and like pure character upgrades rather than on the visual side.
Okay. I saw a good question. Are we gonna have a like post-match screen where we know who we've played against or who we might have killed?
So my goal. So our game is about the dirt, mud, and the blood. It's like it's a nasty environment, and what we're looking into is tech to like when something goes exploding, I can get mud splat, blood splats on top of me, and I can see it live. And I want to have like a journey of people going into the game, and in the end, they're looking completely destroyed. Right? That's the goal. That's a goal we like to investigate into, and we'll are unable to say when that could happen.
What's something which we definitely have planned for one of the first couple patches, we know that, is the telegraph system. It's basically, at the moment you only get information for what happened up to the point you left the game, right? If you got a headshot 10 minutes into it, well, you don't know what happened afterwards. And it's part of the fun inside the session. You don't quite know, like we celebrate this mystery. But what we need to do, and what we will add more and more mechanics for moving forward, is to kind of reveal the mystery. So giving you a chance to actually understand what happened afterwards. Was I, with that 10 minutes I played, maybe still the best player in that match? So it's like the server will kind of send you like a summary at the very end of when the session is concluded, so you can get like these additional accolades and information, etc. But there will be more information about that moving forward.
Yeah. I did see some questions that we already know. No, you cannot loot dead players besides if they have a bounty.
Yep.
Also, there is indeed voice proximity chat.
Yep.
Will there be advanced movement controls like leaning and stuff?
We have to investigate.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
People really want it. Someone wants to know about ammo. You don't actually have to take your own ammo. You'll be able to just go in. You can get ammo in the game if you run out from loot boxes, but you don't currently have to like prepare ammo before you go in a match.
No.
Ammo are like the small pieces like scattered around the level as you can kind of stumble upon them. As in, if you look a little bit around, you can find something. There's also like this supply stations which is marked on the map. And the cool thing with those ones is like every time you play a map, those ones are randomized, right?
Yeah.
So when we get to the point where you can pick a supply station, you can pick a supply station and see what you want to do and try to organize it close to supply station there as well, and try to be a bit more tactical with your gameplay. They almost become like side missions. When you're running out, you need to go there, and on the other hand, those things draw other players too, right? So
and running out is an important part. Like we're a game which kind of has scarcity of resources in it, right? It's all about managing what you bring and seeing yourself go basically through the mission and survive with that. It's all about management, picking the supply points, seeing if you want to risk going there is one part, but also like picking the gear you start with. So for example, our weapons can share ammunition. So if you have, let's say, the Winfield repeater rifle and you have the Caldwell, which is our basic revolver, they both share compact ammunition, which means they're combined pools. So in general, you have more ammunition for both of them combined, but obviously you can use one to deplete the entire pool and the other one doesn't have any. So it becomes a tactical choice also. Do you intentionally want to have different calibers with you so that if you find packs, there's a high chance there's something that you can kind of put in? Or do you want to specialize, maybe just to have like the science pistol, for example, and tend to bring a Winchester with, but you actually don't really use it. You use all the ammunition for the science pistol. This is the main thing you want to run with. That's a tactical choice you have in there. So every time you go into the mission, the weapons are completely reloaded. You don't have to worry about like buying ammunition, anything like that. It's a tactical balancing element for us to say that this weapon versus this weapon has more extra ammo, so it kind of balances out because the other one might be stronger.
Okay, and there was one, and that was something that I wanted to ask you as well. When do you unlock the different tiered of hunters?
Yes, so this is an interesting one. So as Magnus said, we have like 3 tiers of hunters. So we start with the basic recruits, the interns, go over to like the cowboys towards the manhunters. And if you look at one of the previous streams we had, like Florian brought a couple images of those and how they will differ in look, etc. The moment we have it mapped so that like basically a third of the total progression is one of the tiers each. So the first like 33 ranks, you will be mostly recruiting the first tier, the basic dudes, and then it will go on between 33 and 66 to tier 2, and then from there on you have the end game. But there's a bit of a flowing overlap between them, so you still might be able to just recruit a couple of dudes a couple earlier. It's not like a hard border, but the more you progress with your bloodline, the more advanced and the more like badass looking guys will recruit and try to enlist with you.
It's not just badass. It's like I call them interns because I think they need to look a little bit like they're running around there with the shirts and scarves and stuff and pop, right? And as you become like more like a manhunter, you should look more like a swamp rat. classic is in survival games where you're ending up with a ghillie suit kind of thingy. You want the same kind of approach, but from our take, right? So you should feel like you're the more you play, the more you kind of blend in, the more special forces you get, whatever you want to call it, right?
And usually those are also the guys who then have a bit more expensive equipment, which obviously is reflected in the recruitment price. So depending on how much cash you have available, like how much you earned from previous missions, you might be able to afford like one of the more badass guys, or you go back to your like John Wayne lookalike.
I know that some people have mentioned the aiming system. They don't really like it. They think it's inconvenient with the left shift or the left click shift aim. Are we going to change that if people don't like it, or if the majority likes it, we stay?
So, from my perspective, we have this debate a lot here. What keeps happening is that people play a few games and they have no problem with it. If an overwhelming amount of people still having a problem with it, we are an early access game and we're going to listen to you and we're going to make you guys happy. But it is a little bit of a hurdle, but it doesn't really, like, after a while, the tendency is that people have no problem with it. If it proves out the opposite, we are not going to sit and defend anything, and then we will listen and react to it.
So, for example, what you can already
problem we have more now is more like we still don't have like perfect network prediction and stuff like this. So even if you shoot, you have some kind of your bullet goes through the enemy without killing him.
In the end, there's more to gunplay than just that feature.
Yeah.
We put it in intentionally also a bit as a barrier, because like we do not want people to just shoot around all the time, right? It's supposed to be giving you quick access to melee, quick access to shooting.
Yeah.
And we want players to think about whether it makes sense to pull the trigger. We are not a game with automatic weapons. It's not spray and pray. Every shot counts. So you have limited ammunition, so you better don't want to just like shoot in the air in the middle of a compound, because there's a high chance you'll be swamped by enemy AI and be killed, and you lose your precious hunter. That's one thing. That said, as Magnus mentioned already, ongoing tuning. This is why close alpha is there. For example, in the build that goes live today, we already have some small improvements in that direction. There will be more in the next couple of days, where we're gonna play with the numbers a little bit. Like how much zoom is too much? What's the accuracy of the weapons? What's the spread we should have? Like this is stuff that will be keep basically throwing against the community, seeing how it resonates, and then see if you're on the right track. And whatever the extremes are, I mean, this is early access. We said we want to listen to the community, so this is also one of these things where we will eventually listen to the community. If no one likes it because of that particular feature, trust me, that feature will go away. But at the moment, we feel very strong about it still, and especially like if you've watched the streams of last night, at first there was resistance. Obviously, yes, it's something new. It is not one of those other games out there in the market. It is different. It's unique, but it's also a good thing. And the moment these guys have played a couple of sessions, actually, most of them had a grow on them. So I'm interested. I'm following that. I'll see. We keep reviewing and watching. We enjoyed them getting used to these mechanics, also learning a little bit, freaking out when the spider jumped them. So this is what early access does for us. It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think we'll do 2 more questions. I saw one. Is matchmaking skill-based or random?
Matchmaking is both. So what we plan on doing, this is not currently in the closed alpha, but we want that for early access, is make sure that the first 10 ranks you will be matchmake with people of a similar rank. This is more part of the onboarding, like the tutorialization. It gives you a chance to kind of like ease a little bit more into the game without being totally destroyed by someone who's like hunting new players right away.
Yeah, because technically everything that you play normally is ranked.
Exactly. However, the moment you come across that threshold, so the moment you go to level 11, or maybe we change the level cap, but at the moment it would be 10, that's free for all. You'll be randomly matchmaked with other teams, and there will be high-end hunters. There will be people who have actually just started playing, like in many other survival games, and that is perfectly fine from our side.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, I mean, you kind of hinted on, will we have like some sort of like hunting range where you can practice?
Yeah. Okay. We talked about it recently, and our goal is to have that. Obviously, you will only be able to shoot with what you have unlocked.
Yeah.
But when it comes or stuff like this, these things ends up on the backlog. It has to be prioritized. As you said, there's a lot of things that are more important right now than to get a shooting range there. But we of course want a shooting range.
Yeah. Gunplay against players, that is the focus for us. We want to make sure that this works on the servers reliably, that you can feel in control of the weapons, that the netcode prediction, etc., is top notch and spot on, so that when you expect you should have hit, then unless you're a bad player, you should hit. So moving forward, that's an important part. I mean, we are a game that has pretty realistic gaming rules around the gunplay. So like we have travel speed for the bullets, like a pistol flies at 300 meters a second, while a rifle might be 900 meters. So you need to take it into account. You need to lead targets differently just alone with that. Even in a perfect like local environment, you would still need to lead and account for the traits of the weapons. Obviously, the moment you have like a latency on the server, that is a problem that comes on top of that. So we're working hard on that. There will be improvements moving forward. So this is something which for us makes or breaks the game. We're a shooter. This is core gunplay that has to work.
Okay, nice. Can you get the feedback page up for me? Yes. So we now have this page live. You can go there by feedback.huntshowdown.com. And on this page, you'll be able to give us ideas, give us general feedback on things in the game. You'll be able to create an account and log in, and then the way it works is you upload a post. I don't know if you can go to an example, for example, in general feedback maybe, or like enemy AI, doesn't really matter. Come on, the page. But yeah, the way it works is you'll be able to upload an idea and people can vote for it. So like the more votes your idea gets, the more it will be noticed by us, because we obviously will see like, oh, this is something a lot of people would like to see. Yeah, for example there, Horde of Grunts spawn where the vanishing starts. Just some ideas, boss spawning, and then you see some votes, and then people can just simply vote on it. If an idea is already in there, it should let you know if it is. Yeah. And yeah, try to get as many votes for your original idea, how silly it may be, and then obviously if it fits in the game, we'll do our best to add it. So like, do we have any idea how currently we want to work with this? Like how fast the team
we'll
will
talk
pick it
about
up?
that later.
Okay.
How we're gonna do with this.
We'll go more in detail during another stream about that. But yeah, please go there if you have played the game, or in general if you already have an idea right now that seems like something that could fit in the game. And so far that was it for the Q&A. Make sure you guys check out the roadmap as well. I want to thank Dennis and Magnus for coming. Next week we'll probably do another stream. We're going to switch to a break. There will be a little bit of gameplay after this with me and someone else that won't be with me on the camera, but he will be here in the office. And yeah, overall I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties because of the stupid blue screens, but we hope to have that completely fixed for next week. So we see you guys later after the break, and we'll make sure we'll have some keys to give away, so make sure you stay for the gameplay, and then afterwards we'll drop some keys in the chat, or we'll figure out a good way. So
okay,
thanks for having us.
Thanks for watching.
See you later.
Ciao.
We'll go random. Okay, we'll just do a day mission then, because it's easier to see on stream for now. But I do want to do a butcher. We'll do a butcher. We'll do a Ren. We'll do a solo. Who needs people anyways, right? We can do a solo. Okay, so webcam on, or microphone on. We'll just go solo. What do you think? Oh, the music is made by our team. If you get a code, then you have to activate it on Steam. We don't know yet. It depends on how long we want to do alpha testing. Hi, Fabian. That's a very cute emoji. When you play solo, you're still matched against duos and stuff. Who needs a partner? I mean, I played solo the other time. Solo the other time, and I was running after a team the whole time, and like they had the bounty already, and I was trying to run after them, but then they ambushed me, which kind of sucked because they heard me. You'll be able to buy the game in early access. Yes. So the thing is, before we go in early access, yes, then the game will be wiped. So like we had a wipe yesterday, like that was the last wipe during like closed alpha, and then until then we have I always play random. Yeah, the thing is with random, you never know with who you're gonna get. I personally like playing with a team if I know the person, but if I don't know the person, I don't really trust other people. Because, you know... No, it's not free to play. It will be pay to play. It's a price. I cannot check link, sadly. I don't have link. You can type something on Mattermost if you want to. I'm able to like Mattermost, but like obviously I'm in a stream right now. Oh, Angela lost her just as fine, dog. No, it's not pay to win. Play to win. It's never gonna be pay to win. The game is pay to play. You will not be disturbed. I think you invited me 3 times already. No, it's no. I can't have that many friends. Okay, I'm alone. This is fine. We're just waiting for the match to start. Okay, we're just currently waiting still. Thank you. Yes, we're in Frankfurt. In Germany. Okay, so I see one there. So I really hope there won't be that many people close. At least now if I want to talk a little bit, I can mute my mic and then I'll just unmute it if I get closer to people. I do want to like prevent myself. See, there's already shots on my left in the north-ish. I already want to prevent the flocks of like crows to be like activated when I go past him, because they'll easily give away my position, which is hard. We don't have a price yet. The price will be announced sooner to the actual closed or early access date. We'll announce both the date and the price. Okay, armored. Like that. I thought I was too late. I did already hear some shots before, so I don't really like that. I did hear some shots, but don't know where. Okay, so we have a clue there and a clue there. So one of them will disappear most likely as soon. Yes, the game is only for PC right now. It's not free to play. Okay, there's some people up ahead. They still sound very far. Not too far, actually. Dead somebody there. I'm not sure if that's someone who already shot it. Okay, so we're at least in the place on the map, so maybe we should be able to get to the other clue, yeah. That is close. Yeah. They will. Good players will definitely prevent, like normally I try to prevent a sneak pass as much as I can, with like crows and stuff. And like most of the things are pretty easily. If you really sneak, you can get rid of most things. I know there are some birds over there. Should be good. I do know that there's another hunter pretty close. Oh, see? People have already been here. Because you can see that the ammo box is empty, which means there has definitely been a duo right here. Okay. Get all the way up there. Yes, the first wave is sent. Okay, yeah, there's definitely people. Let me see if I have my volume up as much as I can. I'm just gonna make my way to the clue. Oh, there's 2 hives. I don't think I can easily take out 2 by myself without getting fucked by poison. Oh, well. Whoa! Oh my god, that was great! Can somebody please clip that? That was super great. Whoop, there she goes. Oh. Can people please clip that? I do really want to see. Please clip it and put it in the Discord so I can look at it later. Oh, I thought I heard someone, but that's just a zombie sound. That would actually be genius if you just like walk by as a zombie, blending in the environment. There's definitely people ahead. Do we want to go there? Damn it.
Nice,
wow.
nice.
I literally killed it. Shot him like 4 times.
Not bad.
Damn it.
There's someone shooting from behind still.
I'm pretty sure I literally shot him like 3 or 4 times. My god. Rip aim. Yeah. No, when you like they were a team. I was not. They were not alone. Oh, now I can check Mattermost. Where? Oh yeah, sure, we can do that. Next try. Let me just try one more time with Florian. So, oh, sorry, I totally forgot. So, like, I still level up my bloodline. I still, even though I died, made some money from getting the 3 clues. 2 clues, sorry, I only got 2. But that does mean I have to recruit a new hunter. Yeah, we'll give away some keys at the end of the stream. Yeah, there will be an option to change your graphics at a later point. Okay, so we have one that has 3 health chunks. I don't really like the single action, or single, like, I'm not a fan of the shotguns. I'll probably just go for this one. Having the reduced time to bandage is pretty nice. And he has 3, yeah. I'll probably get 2 in that case. Currently, we have no lady set, but that is something that we want to have in the future. Let me see. The clips is in DC 100 grams. Thank you, Sandra. Who else should we get us next? The minutes are all the same. Oh, I do really like my machete. What we can do is, because we currently don't have the machete unlocked, if I'm sure. Yeah, because you can see, if you want to see what unlocks, the machete unlocks at rank 20. I'm sorry for all the friend invites. Also, Crimson, I don't think that's gonna get you any keys. It's gonna get you banned. If you have no money, you have to sell like all your equipment. So for example, this is all that I have owned. right now. I usually have like some spare like knives and first aid kits that I like to buy. And then if you sell those, like you can sell everything you own, then you'll be able to get for free, get a level or tier 0 hunter. So like he will not be able to get equipped with anything. You can't change his equipment. So you can add or take something off. And then until you level him up, he is going to be tier 1. Yeah, if you don't get it today, there will still be like later invites. Let me see, because I do want to take some additional stuff. I want to take... We don't need to take a knife, obviously, because he has a thing. We don't have any other consumables right now, because we haven't unlocked them. I don't think we really need to take something else. It's kind of stupid that we take that lamp if we didn't do demo, but oh well. I do want to try with Florian one time. Invites. Master invites. Let's see if it works. Did it invite? Like, it doesn't invite. I'm pretty sure it didn't invite this person. Okay, I just think there's something wrong. Okay, let me see. I can invite, because I know that was her name, right? Farmer Joe, yeah. Let's see if we invite. That works. Oh, they're not in game yet. Okay. Come on, Farmer Joe. Giddy up, yo. Yeah, in the Discord we'll post a lot of news, so we try to talk as much with you guys as you can. No. Do you send 2 invites at the same time? No. You send 1 at the same time. So, like, you'd have to cancel the other one if you want to invite your other friends. He has indeed got fireballs. One more try. I've tried so many times. The only thing is slow. The people that are not broadcasters you don't know about. So like the majority of the keys are by far people that are not, okay, let me see. That are not broadcasters. But they don't broadcast, so you don't know. You don't know all those people. We're in Frankfurt. I'm personally from the Netherlands. The Discord is discord.gg/hunt-showdown. Or follow the link that Dino just had. So you're playing on the EU server? Yes, I'm playing on the EU server, obviously. If I visit your studio in Frankfurt, do I get a key? No. Okay, is she getting it? Oh. Oops, not the alts or the windows. Let me see. I feel the net invites are not working right now. It could be network. I'm trying with anyone from work, but they don't seem to get it. But it's weird because he did say he updated his game, so then there's a mismatch. I don't think we currently have any plans for larger groups, no. Maybe she invites me. We currently only have US and EU servers for closed alpha, but we will get servers in spaces or places that need them. So if we're going to have a large player base in Asia, if we're going to have a large player base in Australia, isn't Grimm's having the same issue as they had yesterday? Because I know that he had the issue with the firewall and because of his resolution of his screen. Yeah, and then it would not, indeed, like, Secret would be impossible if you were to play. We don't really have snipers in this game, but there will be, in the future, we have scope, so it will become more of a sniper. No, there's no loot boxes. Yeah, is he having Buddha? Do you know? Is it showing the launcher option? Okay, she's not. I'm not getting... I just have to play solo, I think. It's like... It's not helpful if they don't respond to me if I ask them questions. Okay, yeah, I would have to look at it after. I can't silently help him right now. Okay, I'll wait for 1 more minute and then I'll give up. I can try random. I'll just try random. Fuck it. So who knows? Maybe I'm in a team with you. I'm in Daddy Alt. I don't know. It's Daddy Alt on the stream. If Daddy Alt doesn't reply, then I'll see if I can get in the party. First game, what's going on? Click ready. Oh, he's ready up. Okay, good. That's gonna be interesting. No, the stressless people do not need new keys. Those are the same keys. No, we're gonna do with the keywords. We'll do it with a keyword. Let's see. We're getting no, you guys. No keyword. Bad. It's not set up. Fine. I'll fight you. I named a date and place. Bring your knuckle dusters. Oh, I will. Chad, please. We have a higher IQ than 0, right? Yeah, you have to sell all your equipment to buy a cheaper hunter. Can we get some fail fishes in the chat, please? For the chat. For you guys. Please. Oh no, the servers are full. Thank you guys. Thanks, chats. Thank you, chat. Okay, yeah, we'll just have to wait. I want to play it so bad. Which I can maybe on my birthday. No, we're not leaving. We're loading. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Yeah. Well, right now we have normal players in, so that means that the servers can get more full, so that's something we can probably prepare for. Just kick some players playing right now, I guess. If I were just sitting here, everyone's leaving the stream, so it's a better chance to win. Sly gets it. He's a smart boy. You want to play bad? What do you think? How we feel? I know. Also, Mini, I don't think you're gonna get anything with that language. But probably I can give you a ban for your birthday or a timeout. Why are bullets so slow in this game? I mean, you have to think, this is like not automatic weapons. It's not nowadays. This is back in the day where people were slow and or like the weapons were just older. See, okay, we found a match. If you close the stream, it will get you fine. If you nice try. Free bands or birthdays. The bullet travel speed, yeah. Yeah, there will be optimization. That's the main priority for us right now. And obviously options to change the, I'm sorry if the sound is playing. Options to change the graphical settings. I like how this guy is like, yeah, you played a few games before. I guess like 2 or 3. He has no idea, no. I can't give any details for more bosses right now. I mean, I did have not have the options to play more as I want to. I want to play more, but I've been so busy answering questions for everyone the past few days. Like, yesterday I've been running around some streams and the Discord, and we have like 500 emails for broadcasts that we still have to get back to. I think you should be fine with that, Daity. Yeah, we're doing the Butcher one. I don't know. I don't know if we have any plans for those. We currently have the, obviously the grunts, we have the armored, we have the meathead, we have the hive, and we have the hellhounds. Those are like the different, and then obviously the normal grunts, and then we have the bosses. I do not speak German, 9. I like the spider, especially because it's super fast and realistic. Oh, did the guy leave me? Well, that's awkward. Fuck it. Going solo. We'll go knight, butcher. Can't trust anyone anymore. Hi, Seater. You really like, yeah, I like it too. I don't think we can do anything with other people because Daddy all did not love me. I'm just afraid that, like, I want to queue with people, but I don't want to queue with people. Is it working? Hi. It's working. It is actually working. Come on. Select. Let's do this. It's actually working. Make sure I'm not muted anymore for when I get in the game. Okay, I'm good. Oh, it still says that I'm a daddy all. What could go wrong with a random duo partner? Like, I'm in a party, but it's still with daddy alt. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, it thinks I'm in a game. Okay, it just doesn't work right now. Like, I'm not with anyone, so I'm just going solo. I have to go solo. This is the life. RIP. Yeah, there's friendly fire, but like if there's no friendly fire, then it doesn't work. Because like if it would be no friendly fire, you would not be considerate of your teammates. So the thing is, if you team kill, you lose experience, and if you don't extract together, you lose a lot of experience. So like if you extract together, you will get double everything. So double the bounty money, double the money you got from clues, double the XP you got from killing things. So if you were to kill your teammate, first of all, why do you not play solo? Because there's a disadvantage, like you lose a lot. And if you are actually together with someone and you go out together, you get double the things. Yeah, I saw them playing yesterday. It was great. Wow. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, but the thing is I already restarted, so we'll just go solo. Solo with shotgun, play knight, sneak up and duo, but I don't have a shotgun. Currently not salmon pants, but that's something we want to have in the game. It's not yet in. No, no, the solo bounty is, if you go solo, you get 1 bounty token, so not 2. You can only pick up 1. So technically, if there is another solo guy that's not teamed up with you, you could, like, talk them into going, like, just playing with you. So, like, that you're technically not solo, but you're solo. And then extract together, but it will still be a slow extract because you're obviously not teamed up. But it will increase your chance, and you can both take a bounty, so there's no reason to kill one guy if you would know that he was solo, because you both can only take. We're on the EU servers. I would be cool to be able to play around. Am I actually on the EU servers? That's what I'm wondering. Maybe that is my problem. Let me make sure that I have the EU, because we tested on US, so I am not sure if we default to that. Let me see if it, I might know what it was. I think I know what it was. I think I get it. I wasn't playing on the EU servers. I was playing on the US servers the whole time. Great job. Can we get a fail fish for me in the chat, please? Thank you. That might be the reason. Thanks, guys. We have plans for different map like effects, but I don't know about snow. I think snow would be really hard. But then again, like it shouldn't be a problem. But now I'm rank 1 again. It doesn't really matter. So that's something important to know for every one of you. If you are on the EU, you have a different progression and different bloodline and different rank up than you have if you play in the US. So you can play in both, but know that your progression does not switch over. So like, I know for example in Overwatch, the things like the skins that you would have unlocked, you still have on the EU, and vice versa. But it's more like when it's not. I guess we'll go for this one. Knife store. Add a bonus of more items? You mean for in-game items? No, that's not planned for now. And we don't have like a physical copy, so there is no... I mean, this should be good. I don't really need anything else. Well, let me see if it works better now. Okay, I do want to do the Butcher Day. Oh, see, the missions are also reversed on here. That might be a... That's actually something I want to write down because that's kind of odd. Add a region lock? No, you should be able to just queue to another, because like it would suck if you would not be able to play with a friend that is in the US. Like I have people that I want to play with that live in America. Well, I live in EU. I'm very curious. Reversed EU and A. If that matters. Okay, let me invite her now. Let's see if that... Oh, wait, she invited me. Because, remember, like, when we checked, the day mission was there for the Butcher, right? And not there. I hope... Okay, I hope that she... Because I invite her when she invite me. Because that might have caused it. Okay, her game is crashing. This is going great. I need the dog. Wait, because before I forget to give it back to Angela, I have a solution for this problem. We have... We have a friend that tells that everything is fine. This is fine. No, you can do it, but you can panic basket. Is that emote actually a thing still, the panic basket? I don't think so. Is there in-game chat? Yeah, you have in-game chat. You can talk to your partner. You can also talk in-game, which means that there are you will eventually be able to do multiple bosses on one map. Yeah, if you have a suggestion for the game, go to feedback.huntshowdown.com and there you can upload ideas. Obviously, if you have some quick questions, finally. Okay, we did it. We'll probably do 1 or 2 matches. I do have to make sure that I can do some other work after this as well. Sadly, Aaron, that's not something something that we can prevent, because obviously people will still use Discord if they have to. But yeah, I think I'll do 1 game. Is a devlog planned? We do want to do some more with dev, sort of like diaries, where we have interviews with devs, but currently everything is on the live streams, and that will be posted afterwards on like YouTube and like obviously as a past broadcast highlighted on Twitch. Take a guess. Never. Yeah, everyone say hi to Farmer Joe. This is a Farmer Joe. Hi, Joe. Even though the name is not Joe, it's Julia. You could prevent extra programs from running while the game is running if you wanted. Yeah. This must be a stressful time for community manager. This is fine. This is all fine. Five Guys Steam setup, for example. No, no, that's not in the works right now. The keys are not all gone. We're gonna give away 10 keys after the stream. I'm Farmer Joe because that's what I call this hunter. Ah, got it. It's a farmer. Hi, this is McQuan's from the Crytek team. Welcome to a new developer update. Yeah, Joe, what do you do? What do you do in the team? 10 keys. This is just on here. We're gonna have keys sent out for people that signed up, obviously. Also, I see someone sing something, but I have to say, I'm not interested. So we have a nice saying in the Netherlands, and it's... Je moet de gegeven paard niet in de bed kijken. So some people might know what that means, but it means you have to be grateful for what you get. So if people get keys, you should be happy. It's like nice to see someone else get a present, right? If you have any issues, please ask either in the Discord or post a message on the Steam forums, ZX Venom. What did you say about my slippers? I don't have a fit. That's my 2 years at the moment. Exactly. It is very like, it's weird for me to speak Dutch. Like, I'm not used to speaking Dutch anymore. Like, I very rarely speak Dutch. Hi, Firm. I will cause my cousin. Cousin. I heard this saying. What does it mean? No, sadly not salmon pants. Okay.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard some background noise. I agree with that or something. I don't know what they said.
Hey, Hugo. Shh. I'm on Twitch.
Shh. It is live. We're doing it live. You can't tell anyone. Shh.
Oh.
Shh. There's like a bee was making noise. Okay. Are you ready to hunt some?
Yes. Okay.
Let's do we want to go northwest? So far the only one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't really go east.
That is true.
But this is the compound with all the hounds in it. Ooh.
That's fine. Hounds do nothing.
Fine. No.
Oh no, I lost a health bar because I had a hard time
You
getting there.
can do it, I believe you.
I'm not
There's
used to
usually one
this
in here.
keyboard. Okay. Oh, you're bleeding. Make sure you heal. There's a healing thing over there.
You knifed me.
Oh, really? Sorry, I thought it was the monster. Sorry.
No.
I mean, this was my plan all along. Now I take both bodies for myself.
Revenge. Okay, it's on the other side of this thing again.
Yeah.
Where are all the doggies?
Don't jinx it. So calm.
They're gonna... Oh, no.
Lost, yeah. Okay, I have to quickly set my thing real quick. Oh, there's people shooting us?
Oh, there's shots.
Yeah, I'm just quickly gonna change my... Ooh, fuck, they're really close. I want to change my mouse sensitivity. Let me just quickly.
Oh, it's not even in here.
Why am I spinning? Oh, they're definitely shooting us.
Are we hiding?
They're shooting at us.
Hello?
Hello? Are we having a good time?
Let's just hide in the bush.
I just want to see where they are.
I didn't even notice they were shooting at us. I just heard shots, but nothing even got close.
I've heard shots close by.
Well, but were they shooting at us or were they just shooting at the meathead?
They were shooting at us.
Anyway, we've got the clue. We can move on.
Okay, but just be careful, because shit's about to get down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but they're further away now. Oh no! That was a ricochet. You see them?
Yeah, two. Oh, that's me.
Die.
I'm coming after reload. Did I get him? Oh fuck. But I'm at A. Luckily we're all potato in this bitch. Sorry,
He
language.
died of bleeding. But there's another one. Somewhere. I don't think it was a single guy.
Nah. I have to reload. Oh shit, there's also the meat. Did you not bring a knife?
Nope. Or did I? I haven't checked yet. Look at him. He's ready, but he's also dead.
Let's see.
I thought it was two, but maybe it's just the one guy.
Well, the fact that they have the horse over there means there's somewhere.
That is true.
Okay, I guess we'll just leave him.
The guys despawned. The guys despawned.
Why didn't I see him? Oh, I see him all the way. Oh, fuck, I was too late. How the hell? How many people are there? I was like... Was that like 3 people? Because that was not the guy that we killed before, and there was someone literally there. Yeah, I shot terrible. Like, I was panicking. I was trying to find the other guy, and then I was like, It was a different group, right? Rip my aim. A little bit. No, it was pretty bad potato from my side. I'm sorry about that. I was like super confused because like I'm pretty sure that he was there. Like the other guy was behind the water, like he was in the water, right? Like with white or something. And I was trying to focus on the guy, and then I'm like, I hear something on my right. Shit. Yeah. But yeah, we definitely need to be more quiet. I'll play one more, real quick, and then we'll go. It kind of sucks because it was pretty nice, but oh god, please don't spam the chat. Thank you very much. If people are gonna spam, you will get banned, so please don't do it. Okay, I'll try one and then we'll call it a day. I personally like the knife over the duster, so I'm gonna go with a knife. Yeah, hook it. Please, guys, don't spam. That's not gonna get anyone a code. It's much rather not giving anyone a code. Oh wait, I bought 2. Is the library tab an in-game lore? Yeah, so like in the library we have the manual, which will bring you to the video. The book of law is like obviously the legal terms. And then we have the list of our people. It's like we have obviously our design team, level design, code, gameplay, narrative design, yada 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 yada. AI. Let me see. Where's me? Am I on the list? I am. I'm not sure where. Oh wait. Oh, here we are. This is me. Hello, it's me. But yeah, we have a lot of people. I do really like the way that the books and stuff look. I'm not there. It's the aim. The aim didn't allow her to be there. Okay, we'll do one more and then I'm gonna go. No, you cannot loot other players. I did want to try night. Oh, but then you need a lamp. Okay, so you can still, like, let's say you are already in the game, you can still, like, rank up, buy some stuff. Okay. Oh, nope. Sorry. Play it ready. Nights. people are ready. Yeah, oh yeah, bring a knife. Like, the weapon is, like, when she was pushing, it was, like, painful. There are, in total, 10 people on the map. Maybe. This live video is not live for me, I guess. Why not, gamers? I personally like a knife more. I don't know why. Why is someone... What is what? Steam? Oh, sorry. People are answering a question. I was confused. How much followers someone has if it fits the requirements. Why the shotgun doesn't kill with one shot at close range? It depends. It does it sometimes, definitely. I just want to say how beautiful you are and your keys. Yeah, I like my keys too. Isn't that nice? Oh my god. Twitch chat. What is this? Dino. Keep your eye on those dirty peoples. Otherwise I'll have to... It sucks that I'm not logged in on this PC on my next to it, because otherwise you can just click there. I don't think I do. I don't! No! Buy one next time. Do it! Get rid of him. I'll just log in. There's no chat quite like Twitch chat. It is indeed true. The price has not been announced, yeah. Log in. Yeah, each time there are cards, but they're also usually around where bosses are and stuff is where you can find extra like ammo and some health. Oh, that didn't help. Okay, now I have the stream open and I'm logged in, so if any one of you misbehaves or complains too much, we'll just get rid of you. No, I'm joking. But if you are rude or are saying mess up things, they will get punished. Your live stream, I can true. No, so you can only see the name of the person that you are in right now. Yeah, let me set up Streamlabs. I should be able. Oh no, I have to log in with this one. Let me get that for you. You can only see what your party's name is, and also at the beginning. I don't think we're gonna go out on Nintendo Switch, as much as I would like that myself. Can you extract? Yes, you can extract whenever. You don't have to banish. You don't technically have to kill anything. The alpha has already started today. No, there's no just solo. Everyone, if you go solo, I mean, you can solo, but you'll still be playing against other people and you'll still be with other people. It's because it's randomized, Rapid. Because we are sending keys out in waves and it goes randomized. I'm sure you guys get it running on the Switch. I mean, the player can follow the objects in the game and 2 PUBG or yeah, the game. I wish you could just grab 2 bounties and solo more money. I mean, it is something that we can have as feedback. There is a point that is something that I personally added in the feedback.hunshowdown.com is having at least some additional reward for going alone, because I know that solo players, obviously, yes, we want people to play together, but I personally think there might be, no, like, probably tomorrow, that it would be nice if the person that is, like, you know, going solo at least gets double the bounty if he extracts, like, some kind of reward for going solo. Because obviously going solo is really hard. Because it's not optimized yet, Jack. It would be a cool perk to get to, but it would have to be a high level perk. Also, Hydrate. Are they going to plans and 3-man teams? No, we're not going to have 3-man teams. Lone Wolf. Yeah, Lone Wolf would be in general nice. In remapping options need to be available now. The shooting is horrible and the streamers are saying this already. I mean, we've been watching the stream. Like, they get used to it. It's not the end of the world. There are enough keys for the gamers. No worry, Jesus. The far majority is non-broadcaster. But the thing is, you don't see those people. Like, those people don't live stream, so you don't know that they have the game. Sorry, what? Okay, let's be quiet a little bit because we've been really loud in the past game. We don't want to give away our position.
I'm still loading.
Yeah, everyone is. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay. Let's just go to the one closest.
There's a... Oh, great. Let's just head to the middle of the map, I guess.
Yeah. Do we want to go to the one northeast? Or the one that's southeast? The northeast, please.
Hopefully.
Lots of fire. Let's just sneak past that. Yeah, you have multiple health jugs so you can regenerate your health, and if you pass...
There's a hole in the fence over here.
And if you pass, like, if you go down, you can upgrade your health by upgrading health jugs. Trading seat. That reminds me of stuff. What did you shoot?
Yeah?
What did you shoot?
Yeah, they're hellhounds.
Oh, okay. I thought we were sneaking past them. I was like, what are you shooting?
Can I close this again?
No, it doesn't matter.
Nah, whenever I see hellhounds, I just want to get rid of them. I do not like them.
Do we want to go to the one that's east?
I think that one over there is closer, right? The one in the...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some hellhounds over there.
Oh god. Oh god. Get out of there.
That's why I get rid of hellhounds when I see them.
I thought I had 3 health bars, but not very less. Yeah, doggos are really mean. Okay.
Oh, nice. So, I guess let's...
can we go to the supply cart first and then go? I mean, we haven't...
there's actually, if we go down this way, there's some supply things down there.
Yeah, we can do that too.
You have, like... Oh no, explosion stuff doesn't work on him anyway.
But...
Oh,
frack should work, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not fire.
That's so nice. Here's some ammo.
Ah, nice. I should have reloaded this before.
There's some more ammo over here as well.
Ah, nice.
Oh, there's loads of ammo. Okay. Do you want to fight him or should we wait for upper hunters?
Let's just fight him. I don't like camping. Camping's for losers.
Okay, well... Butcher, where are you? Oh, there he is. No.
Oh god, I'm Go. Why are you only following me? I'm a good human being.
Oh, nope.
I'll try to throw a frag grenade if you run away. Nah, it doesn't come to obviously. What was that? That was my frag grenade! Oh god. No. Oh, no. Oh god, he's following me. No. I don't want it
A
to
centimeter of help.
Help! Help! Help!
I'm coming.
Distract this fat guy, please! Oh my god, why does he do so much on my butt? I need to heal, I need to heal. Oh god! Oh my god, this fatty never stops! God, and he's such a bullet sponge as well.
Have you ever tried meleeing this butcher?
No, don't try meleeing butcher, it doesn't help.
I'm gonna...
Well, you have a sledgehammer, okay, that might help.
No!
God damn it, god damn it.
I've changed my mind. Where is he?
Following my ass?
And I will from behind. The axe does pretty decent damage.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep. He also does pretty decent damage,
Yeah.
FYI.
Oh god, he starts throwing fire now. This is not good. Oh god, he's fast, Oh. Help! Imagine doing this, oh my god, solo! God, oh my god, I have to stop running! Help, please, distract us, please!
He's running after me.
Okay. Let me just quickly run and revive a little bit.
There's fire here.
There's people coming. Okay, well, just watch out. There might be people coming in here. I hear things. Oh god, so much fire.
Everything is on fire.
Yeah, but I also think there's people on the way. So I want to see if they were coming, but...
Well, I'm on fire now.
Oh god, he lost his head. He lost his head.
Well, that means you're always dead.
Okay, got him. Let's quickly get some new ammo before we...
Okay, there's definitely people coming, unless that's you stepping in blast.
No. I need new ammo. Where do we have more? Probably not.
There's some over here.
Okay, nice. Okay.
I'm gonna stay in this corner.
there's definitely someone there. Over there with the red. Yeah, definitely was someone, the red guy.
Danica.
There is someone.
There's someone in there.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh.
Do you see him?
Oh, up a barrel.
Is he at the barrel? Is he there? I didn't see it. God damn it. Come on. God damn it. I didn't see that was there. Too late. Come on, Julia. I was like, that he took it and I was assuming that he was like booking him. Like. Nope. Rip. I thought he was like, I thought he got it and then he ran away. So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna run it. I'm just gonna grab the bullet bounty. I'm gonna run after him. I was like, oh, god dang it. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. We tried. I'm sorry. Also, I'm sorry for my potato aim. That was unfortunate. That was really unfortunate. Rupert Hobhouse died. Close, but no cigar. I wish, like, that's definitely something that I want eventually in the game. Some options to give, like, inspect or spectate the other player. Okay.